So we got some interesting news. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, forgot her name for a sec, signs a law that makes it easier to employ children. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders signed a law this week rolling back requirements that the state verify the ages of workers under 16 and provide them with work certificates permitting them to work. Effectively, the new law signed by the Republican governor applies to those who are 14 to 15 years old because in most cases, Arkansas businesses can employ those under 14. Under the Youth Hiring Act of 2023, children under 16 don't have to get the Division of Labor's permission to be employed. The state also no longer has to verify the age of those under 16 before they take a job. The law doesn't change the hours or kinds of jobs kids can work. So essentially what this is doing is it's reducing government bureaucracy. Who needs all that paperwork? But, you know, one thing I thought about when I saw this headline yesterday is, okay, so less paperwork in general. What other advantage would it possibly give to a state that has a lot of farms, for example? What other advantage would having your employees fill out less paperwork, less government bureaucracy, what other advantage would that have for people that are maybe, I don't know, maybe they don't want to hire kids, maybe they want to hire immigrants, possibly, illegal immigrants, aliens, woo, right? Maybe. Something I thought about. The governor believes protecting kids is most important, of course, but this permit was an arbitrary burden on parents. To get permission from the government for their child to get a job, Sanders communication, blah, blah, blah. Workers under 16 in Arkansas have had to get these permits for decades. Supporters of the new law say it gets rid of tedious requirements, streamlines the hiring process, and allows parents rather than the government to make decisions about their children. How about the children? Do they get to make decisions about themselves? Right? I mean, did the children get a say? But opponents say the work certificates protected vulnerable youth from exploitation. You don't say. Quote, it was wild to listen to adults argue in favor of eliminating a one-page form that helps the Department of Labor ensure young workers aren't being exploited, the group Arkansas Advocates for Children and Families. By the way, what kind of group is this? Arkansas Advocates for Children and Families. I mean, these motherfuckers, like, they probably work harder than anyone else in this country. You know, you're living in Arkansas and you're advocating for children and families. Like, my God, imagine the fucking cases that these people have to deal with. Imagine the paperwork. If you're living in Arkansas and you're trying to advocate for children and families, that's a hefty fucking job. We gotta pay these guys some more money. Talk about places that need more money. Donate to the Arkansas Advocates for Children and Families if you want to. I mean, I don't live in Arkansas, but donate to them because goddamn, there's a lot of advocating to do in a state like Arkansas. But Arkansas isn't the only state looking to make it easier to employ kids in a tight labor market. I love that, tight labor market. By the way, why is the labor market tight? This is something they don't tell you? Why is there a tight labor market? Think about it. Oh, inflation. What? That has nothing to do with labor. What else would it be? People don't want to work. People don't want to work anymore. Government handout. Well, there's no government handouts. And also, we have record low unemployment. So, what else? Why? What? Think about it. Just think. Just think about it. Why is there a tight labor market? What historical event is currently taking place that we are still dealing with that would provide an explanation for a tight labor market? Can someone think about it? Use your noggin. I don't know. Maybe there was a pandemic and maybe there's over 1 million dead motherfuckers from this pandemic. Think about it. record low unemployment, and that's a whole different can of worms that I'm not going to get into. Record low unemployment and a tight labor market. Make it make sense. So because 1 million plus people died, we all lost count. The U.S. government stopped counting COVID deaths a long time ago, so we all lost count. It's probably closer to 2 million by this point, but that's just speculation, of course, because there's only speculation left to do because all the facts have dried up because of a government cover-up. But that's a whole different story. But okay. So we have 1 million, possibly 2 million dead motherfuckers. So what are corporations doing? Well, they're lobbying the governments to let kids work. What? But again, it's not just about children. Again, my speculation is this also makes it easier for migrants. Illegal aliens. Ah! Because less paperwork means less oversight. Less oversight means more ease of access when it comes to breaking the law. Now, I'm all in favor of breaking laws. But my opinion is there shouldn't be such a thing as illegal immigrant workers. Why? Because they should be legalized. Right? That doesn't mean we deport them and say, come back and do it the right way, because there is no right way, because our laws fucked it up. So we got to write new laws that basically makes it easier to immigrate. Anyone who's currently in the United States should be legalized immediately. And when I say that, I mean just grant them citizenship or, whatever it is. Maybe like there's like a tier below citizenship that allows them to stay here as long as they want. Grant them that immediately. And then guess what? They get more protections and everyone's doing better except for the business owners. But hey, fuck them. But again, this kind of shit's crazy. You're seeing this all across the country. I know Wisconsin and Iowa are doing this kind of stuff too, where they want kids to fucking work. Kids, they gotta work. Back in my day, when you people were getting their education, we didn't get jobs. But now kids these days, they're working at 12. They're working at 11. They're working at... Some even kids, they got 8-year-olds working down there in the goddamn coal mines, their little fingers, they got to get the coal. I don't know, man. This is a little weird to me that we're going backwards. You ever think about this? We're going backwards now. Like, time is a mirror, right? We hit the reflection point, and now we're just going into the past, right? Roe v. Wade, Planned Parenthood v. Casey overturned. People are no longer able to go to a doctor if they want to for multiple kinds of reasons, whether or not they are pregnant, whether or not their gender makes someone else uncomfortable, right? There's multiple reasons why in a lot of states you're banned from going to a doctor, right? We're going backwards in that instance. Children are now being forced to work in a lot more instances. Well, that's great. We stopped believing in the germ theory of disease a couple years ago. Does anyone remember when the pandemic started and Americans, adults, we're not talking about 3-year-olds, but we're talking about adults, grown adults, just said, oh, germ theory of disease? Get out of here. Fuck the germ theory of disease. I don't believe in that shit. We're going backwards. Right? We are devolving. Any day now, right? People are going to start giving birth to Homo erectus looking motherfuckers. Why? Because we're going fucking backwards. But hey, whatever. Who cares? No one cares. Actually, do I care? Not really. Do you care? Not really. No one cares. Why? Because if we did care, we'd fucking do something, but we're not. So hey, let's just be honest about it.